Hello everyone, this video is detailing the mechanics of my LEGO Technic off-road vehicle, which is fully functional. I've been working on this for a couple of weeks now. This is probably the 7th iteration of front end that I've put into practice, as it is very difficult to make all three components, suspension, steering, and drive, work together. Now, as you can see, the gearbox is right in front. There is a gear reduction system that goes to the red gear here. That allows the wheels to turn at a faster ratio than the drive axle, which generally would not be found in a normal vehicle. However, in a LEGO car with slower speeds, it's more likely to get things to be run more realistically. As you can see, I have universal joints coming to the hubs. This allows for both a fully locked axle, which would end up being a four-wheel, all-time locked system, as if you had a locker in both the front and the rear, and all-time four-wheel drive. And the universal joints going to the hubs allow for a completely independent suspension. Either side does not rely at all on the other to flex. Even with that, it does work with the steering and will still flex whether the steering knuckle is fully out or fully in. It still works just fine thanks to those universal joints. If you go to the side, you can get a little better view of what the system looks like. The shocks are in the center, or springs depending on what you want to call them, and the components are to the rear and front of that, respectively. This is the rear end, which is identical to the front end, except for it doesn't have any steering, which makes it able to be built a little more sturdy. Still has slight wobble that's inherent in LEGO pieces. Can't really get around that. But it does work. Same system, same gear reduction and lowering, so it can lock directly in with the front system without any dragging of wheels. And if we go back to the front and look at the steering, you can see that I installed a gear reduction system on the steering. And this allows for a 1.5 revolution lock-to-lock steering ratio, which is fairly low for an actual vehicle. However, that's the best you can do in LEGO. I don't have or have heard of any pieces that would allow me to make it any higher than that. It does help. The other thing it accomplishes is it puts the steering knuckle offset of center for a two-seat side-by-side vehicle like you would find in a normal car. Anyway, the vehicle isn't super sturdy right now because it doesn't have a body on it and most of the components are not linked together. You can see there's no drive shaft linking the two axles. But I am going to build a body and some other components, and I'll probably do another video after that's done so you can see how it all turns out. That should clear up the wobble as well. Anyway, thanks for watching.